On this episode of China Uncensored, how about we actually do something to stop that whole organ harvesting from still living prisoners of conscience? Hi, welcome to China Uncensored. I'm your host, Chris Chappell. So for years, the Chinese regime has been harvesting the organs of prisoners to fuel the 10,000 organ transplants that take place each year. Just this August 16th, in an interview with state-run Global Times, prominent Chinese transplant official Yang Chunhua finally admitted they were doing it without getting consent. Hope you haven't been getting your organs from China, guys. Of course, this crosses the line between ethical medical procedures and crimes against humanity. Wait a minute. No, that's a whole football field between ethical medical procedures and crimes against humanity. That's because the real issue here is that it's not just convicted prisoners they're doing it to. It's prisoners of conscience, in particular Falun Gong practitioners, house Christians, and Uyghurs. People executed without ever seeing a courtroom, whose only crime is refusing to bow to the Chinese regime's demands to give up their beliefs or way of life. For a more detailed look at the evidence, check out my series China's Secret Holocaust, or my episode on Body Worlds and Bodies the Exhibition. So since this has been going on for years and there's been a pile of evidence around also for years, don't you think it'd be nice if we actually did something about it? You know, maybe told the Chinese regime to knock it off? Well, now there's actually something you can do. It won't solve the problem, but it could be an important step in making a change. A new bipartisan resolution has been introduced by Congresswoman Eliana Ros-Lehtinen and Congressman Rob Andrews, calling for an end to the organ harvesting of prisoners of conscience and prosecution of those involved. Yes, something finally the Democrats and Republicans can agree on. Murdering people for their organs is bad. Resolution 281, as it's called, also calls for an end to the persecution of Falun Gong, the most victimized group of the communist regime's practice of forced organ harvesting, and a warning for American citizens traveling to China for organ transplants that the organs they're getting probably came from someone who was killed specifically to make their organs available. Resolution 281 has been introduced to the U.S. House of Representatives, but for it to move forward, it needs co-sponsorship. In other words, your representatives to the House need to get on board. So this is where you come in. Write to your representatives and ask them to co-sponsor Resolution 281. If you don't know your representative or want a sample letter, you can get more information at www.stoporganharvesting.org. The link to the original resolution is in the comments section below. Remember, evil triumphs when good men do nothing. Thanks for watching. I'll be back again tomorrow with another new episode of China Uncensored. I'm Chris Chappell. See you next time.